Fourth grade classroom, I always have the agenda posted. It's a little smeared because I did some instruction and I was moving posters around, but it's always printed clearly and neatly for students. Here I have a voice skill. When instead of me telling a kid you're too loud, or shush, I have I can say, guys, we are at a 3 and we come down to like a 2 or a 1. You know, I can say we are a 1 because we are still testing, or we are at a 2. You have 2 minutes for partner shares. Okay, this is a reward jar that I found the hard way that fourth grade can still benefit from, and so it helps us with our transitions as a class. This is my front door. Right in the beginning of the year, it's just welcoming the students back, but it always has student work and not like projects, and so that's really fun to show off to admin and to parents when they come in for school events. We also celebrate a lot of cultures in our school, so we'll decorate according to the cultural heritage months of that we're celebrating. So African American Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, AAPI month, and I really like that our school does that. This is my job board to help everything run smoothly. This is my language arts wall. All my walls have student work throughout the year. My pre-write posters are usually across this, and then I have student samples under each poster so that we know what the expectation is. This is like a self-service area for material, so we're not interrupting class for a broken pencil or for a stapler or for tape. More paper, crayons, it's all here. This is the band-aids, the tissue, and the sanitizer. So we have less interruptions during the day and students can be independent. This is our birthday poster. Kids really like to be celebrated. This is more or less my math station, I have books, I have flashcards, I have some math games that I'm really looking forward to using this year, of course. These shelves, these clipboard holders are really good because they give me a lot of flexibility for small group work, working in our garden. This wall usually has student work, and there'll be either our math or science work, sometimes social studies, but usually this is our math and science wall. This one is my math wall. I post like exit tickets that a student did really well. If a student, just student work, like examples of classwork or exams where the students showed all their work, I think that deserves to be posted. This is my classroom library. I organize my books according to subject. It's been the best way right now. I've tried the Lexile, and I've tried different organization, but this ensures that the books go back where they were, and also more importantly, my reluctant readers can find the book easier, because I have a kid that says I'm not a reader but I like science, and so I have his science. I have another kid that loves animals, so I have his animal books right here. I do have all levels, so I do have like easy books that are like Magic Tree House. I have a lot of nonfiction too. Okay, so I have I'm very lucky to have all this special seating. It allows for flexibility. Small group, there's a giant bean bag, there's some cushion to let them have some comfort and some sensory feedback. This is like a bumpy seat cushion, and that's been really helpful. This is a cool Z table. The kids can move around, work in small groups, and pretty much anywhere in the classroom with this. And then I have some cushions down here that bend. And also sometimes I'll let the kids earn those, so it can help with classroom management. They can read at the library with a friend, for example, if we're good. I have these weighted pillows. This is kind of like a hug. If we're testing, I have a kid that's very anxious, or if they're having like a hard week, things going on at home or with peers, I have that. This is their homework area. All homework or any parent communication going home goes in here. Kids pick it up at the end of the day. They have a homework folder, and so it all should be in there. Does it always end up in there? Okay, and this is a homework basket. So when the kids come in the morning, they put everything that they need to turn into me from home in here. The homework or parent notes or anything that needed to be signed by a parent goes in here. Here's some extra copies of things they may need. I have a kidney table back here. This is great for facilitating small group or intervention. If there's a student that maybe is having a hard time focusing or is having a hard day, they can work here. Also for messy art projects. It helps me differentiate, like if I have a group that is behind or ahead, then they have a little space to use. My classroom faces a traditional way. I did start with the clusters initially when I started teaching, but kids are very chatty, especially once you get to 3rd and 4th grade. They've known each other for a while, but I'm so they face forward, they face my board, but these desks are very light. And so we easily transition to group and partner work. For example, when we do our counting collections, I'll make clusters of 6 tables, and then we have space for our larger counting collections. Also for our social studies projects, we do some posters, or if they do models of stuff for science or social studies, it lets us have that flexibility where we can move around and work together. Also, if there's if I have a resource staff coming in to help with my students with IEPs, we can build a little cluster for them easily. It also helps when I have to redo the seating chart. Instead of emptying the desk, I can just move the desk because it's so light, the whole desk, and so things don't get lost. And so I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, this is my 4th grade classroom. Thank you so much for coming.